name is James Kiser. I'm currently working on my master's at Jacksonville State University. My partners and I have created a PowerPoint discussing unethical behavior educators for Instructional Leadership 564 for Dr. Kiser's class. What I'm going to do today is show you two different parts of this PowerPoint. The first part of this PowerPoint is going to discuss cheating on assessment tests, and the second part is going to talk about social media. Let's go to the slide right now. Ethics is knowing the difference between what you have a right to do and is right to do. Go to the next slide. Cheating can be defined as any action that violates the rules for administering any test. Why cheat? There's various reasons why you could cheat. First reason is some school districts, teachers are fired because their students fail to show improvements on test scores. Some states and school districts award teachers a bonus for improving their students' test scores. Unrealistic test scores goals are set. Educational grant money is dependent on test scores. Some teachers cheat in order to save students' self-concept. Either reason is, it's still cheating. High-stakes testing brought about by No Child Left Behind has created added pressure for schools and teachers. This has prompted some educators to compromise their ethics, as high-stakes testing outcomes have been applied in parts of the United States to teacher evaluation and compensation. Media reports have shed light on the fact that some educators have directly or indirectly participated in cheating on various annual state assessments. The consequences of these actions have included suspension, forced retirement, termination, and revoke of teaching credentials. This is a serious problem, and it must be addressed as it changes the integrity of our profession and the outcomes we achieve. Common forms of cheating: clue words that indicate to students that they have chosen incorrect answers. One way we talked about as a group: taking students' pencils and correctly touching the right answer. Prompting students to review answers and accurately bubbling student identification numbers causes tests to be thrown out. So as you are used to teaching these students which one are lower achievers, what you would do is incorrectly bubble the identification numbers, then you know the state will throw these tests out and they will not be counted. That's still a form of cheating. Screening students' answer sheets before submitting, prompting omission to select questions, offer special accommodation to students who do not normally receive it, as normal education teachers have an aid or something like that to enhance their test-taking skills. Excuse me there for a minute. All right. Studies have been conducted which indicates, let me go back to the same slide right here. Studies have been conducted which identify various types of educator misconduct on state assessments. There's three different types. There's a first degree, a second degree, and a third degree. A first degree deals with willfully and premeditated, like you have planned to cheat on this test. The second degree is not necessarily premeditated. It just means that you bribe too much assistance on state assessments, like you didn't plan on helping them that much, but in return you did. Cheating in the third degree is due to recklessness or negligence. Example is failure to monitor students during state assessments, but you're not paying attention closely to the students as you are assessing the tests. Each of these types of misconduct is very, very avoidable. The solution. The solution is not to abandon accountability, but to limit, if not eliminate, cheating in order to accurately determine educational progress and ensure testing validity. Dissemination is clear guidelines and test-taking practices that leave little room for error. Here's an example. As a teacher, as an educator, if you have a plan exactly what the teacher has to do, they cannot come back and say, I didn't know no better. But if you go ahead and give it exactly what they have to do, step-by-step list, and they do not do the correct way, then you have other procedures. Make sure Some minor procedure changes that would eliminate cheating abilities, random sampling, overseeing test sites, scaling back, using different form of testing. Another example could be a computer-based test, or in this case, like we have as a group, essay formats, because it really leaves the teacher cannot really help cheat on an essay format because they can't write all the students' papers. Consequences, stiffer cheating penalties, disqualification, revoking a teacher's license. Although most of you are familiar with what happened several months, even years back in Georgia, when a bunch of people in the school system, superintendent, principals, everyone had to face jail time for cheating. Let's go to the next slide. Alright, now we're back to social networking. Social networking, all you're familiar with Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Pinterest, Instagram, Snapchat, and there'll be some more Instagram, other stuff tomorrow. An online community of people with a common interest who use a website or other technologies to communicate with each other and share information, resources, etc. In our profession, we have to be adapting with change. And what's changing right now is technology. We do everything based on technology, and there's a fine line between should we do enough technology or we doing not enough technology, and one of these things is social networking. Educators and social networking. Educators have found themselves embroiled in social media related controversy all across the United States. Educators' misconduct has included inflammatory comments about schools, students, parents, co-workers, posting comments and photos of questionable content and making inappropriate sexual advances toward students. Once again, these types of actions have had consequences including suspension, forced retirement, termination, and revoke of teacher certification. An example of educators' social media controversy include the Ohio teacher victimized by the fake Facebook page, the Connecticut superintendent forced to resign over discussing personal issues on social media, and Massachusetts principal fired for inflammatory comments about students and parents posted on the internet. This is a real concern with education and teachers in the future because, like we said earlier, there's a fine line between having enough information and not having enough. Let's go back to this last slide right here. Educators and social networking. Studies suggest that the best advice for educators and social networking is to maintain professional distance, avoid online friendships with students. This jeopardizes in the classroom and blurs the lines between teacher and student. Think before you post. Are my comments controversial? If you have to ask this question, they're probably controversial. There's a fine line between posting on Facebook. If you post on Facebook something, then everyone on Facebook can see that. So it really doesn't make you professional as a teacher, as in the classroom. A student sees you professional, and on Facebook, if you're at the beach or something else, swimming or such like that, they don't see you as professional. The greatest advice, however, is to use common sense when posting items to social networking. Be mindful of your position within your community and the standard that educators are held by stakeholders. Alright, this next slide, the next slide right there is just talking about references. If you have any information about references, you just contact me, send me an email, and I can shoot you all the articles and references that my classmates did on this presentation. Until school starts, see you then.